Hey guys, Stephen here, and today we're going to go through my tips to help you improve and perfect your backhand low serve. It's important we develop and perfect our technique for our backhand low serve because this is something that we want to be able to do on a consistent, regular basis, and not only that, but it needs to be good quality. So what I mean by that is it needs to be tight to the net, it needs to be dipping when it crosses the net, and also landing close to that service line. Because if we can do this, it's really going to help us get the initiative at the start of all of our doubles rallies. So allowing us to get the attack. If we get the attack, then we can control what happens for the rest of the time. So that's going to hopefully equate to us winning a few more points. And a lot of points are won and lost in the first 4 shots. So if we don't have a great serve, then that can potentially put us on the back foot for a lot of the game. So moving on now and looking at the more technical aspects of our serve, first thing we're going to address is our stance. So when we stand for our low serve, obviously we're going to stand right in the tee as close as we can, giving our opponent less time to receive our serve. In terms of our position, we can stand however we want. The main things are that you're balanced and you're comfortable with your stance. So for me, I'm right-handed. I prefer to have my racket foot in front. I see people with their non-racket foot in front. You can be square on with the feet, facing the net a little bit more. It's up to you, whatever feels best. There's no right or wrong here. We want to hold that racket in front of our body with a slightly bent elbow, and we want to have our body weight slightly forward. So it's not too cramped, and by holding it further out in front, we also give ourselves a little bit more room in there between our body and the racket, and again give our opponent that little bit less time to attack our serve. To perform the backhand low serve, we're also going to need to have a thumb grip. So what I mean by that is we're going to have the thumb on the back of the racket pointing up the frame towards the strings. We need to keep this grip nice and relaxed. That's going to allow us, one, to be able to flick serve and use the fingers, and also it's going to help keep us nice and relaxed. If we're holding it too tight and our whole body's too tight, it's going to be difficult to perform a nice consistent serve every time. I would also hold my grip a little bit higher up the handle. For me, I like to have my thumb on the cone. That allows me, by shortening the racket length, to get a little bit more control and hopefully get that serve a little bit tighter. We're going to hold the shuttle a bit like a pincer grip here with 2 fingers and a thumb. This allows us, as we're swinging, as we're hitting the shuttle, to not hit the fingers. It's going to allow us to hit that shuttle clean out of our hand so that we can get that consistent strike every time. And we're also, a little tip here for you, I want you to keep the shuttle nice and flat when you're holding it. Because if we have it pointing down to the ground when we strike it, what's going to happen is the shuttle will turn and pop upwards. If we're holding it nice and flat as we hit, hopefully it's going to turn and stay nice and flat as well, rather than having it pointed in the ground and it pops up. So have a little go at that one. I would also, this is something personal for me, I like to have the shuttle touching the string that I'm going to hit it with. That way, every time I go to serve, the shuttle's always in the same position. I know exactly where it is and I can hit it the same way every time. We're looking on our backhand low serve to have a nice short swing. This means that our opponent can't anticipate when we're going to serve. Because if we have a big swing, they can predict when we're going to hit it and anticipate that serve and jump it a little bit early. But by having a short swing, we're going to get that element of surprise. And that's hopefully going to mean that where they strike the shuttle, it's going to be a little bit lower because they're now taking it a little bit later. Okay, so keep that swing nice and short. And I might even add to the deception on our flick serve as well. That's also with a short swing. Many of us at the moment are in the situation where we can't get on court, we can't play. But one thing we can do is practice the techniques we've gone over. At home, we can maybe set up a bit of tape, which I'm going to show you now, or you can have a little bit of string. So you've got a target, it's going to be 1.52 centimeters. So you can measure that yourselves. A target that we're going to aim at and strive to get as close as we can to it. So at least when we get back on court, we've got a good serve. We're going to be setting ourselves up well at the start of each rack. Well, there you go, guys. That's my tips on how to perform a backhand low serve. Give it a go yourselves at home and comment below how you got on. And if you found that useful, don't forget to like and subscribe to get some more content from us. And we'll see you soon.